Welcome back to my channel, ladies and gents. We are going to be talking about Nash Carter and his public apology for the video or the picture of him dressed as Hitler. Out of respect for those who are still affected by the results of the Holocaust, and of course, out of respect for Jewish people in general, I will not be showing that picture. You will not see that picture here on my page because it is not necessary to show it. You want to see it, you can definitely look it up online. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere, but out of respect for everyone that it affects and that offends, I will not be showing the picture. Now, with all that being said, let's get into this. Let's start off at the beginning. So, 2 weeks prior to Stand and Deliver, Nash Carter's wife was having some issues with him. He and her were fighting, and she decided to take it publicly to the internet. She accused him of various things from um, domestic violence to verbal violence, to verbal assault, to so many other things. And then her last nail in the coffin was to post a picture that another person was using for extortion over him and her. And when they got that situation rectified, she held on to the picture to use later on if she felt the need to, which really speaks to her character in terms of being a vindictive, spiteful bitch. But that's another story for another day. Now, accusations of domestic violence and abuse are something that a lot of people take very seriously, including myself. So at first, when it was posted, I was very, very supportive of her, but I didn't understand where it was coming from. So I waited and I looked, and then I noticed that she would waffle. She would waver back and forth between I'm a victim to we're working it out. So it just seemed like she was using that to her advantage to try to destroy Nash Carter. And it turns out that she was. Now, if you go online to her Twitter, all of those old tweets in the Discord that she was having about Nash Carter being abusive and being a racist and a homophobe and a transphobe and anything else she can think to throw at him, all of that has been since deleted from her Twitter. It is gone. She scrubbed her Twitter, which leads me to believe that she was not being truthful and that she did all of this to get back at him because he was getting a divorce. Now that you're caught up into this story, let me give you the real deal. Nash Carter was on track to really be a predominant figure in the WWE. He and Wesley were very much an integral part of NXT. They had just regained their NXT Tag Team Championships for the second time. So they were prepared and ready to roll. And then Kimberly, Nash Carter's ex wife, posts this picture of him dressed as Hitler with the Nazi, hand signal and everything else. It was damaging enough for WWE to release him almost immediately with no questions asked. And it killed his momentum as well as Wesley's. It destroyed them as a team and it took MSK out. And Nash Carter is now out of a job. And of course, his reputation has been ruined thanks to Kimberly, who has been hiding of the last couple of days. She's been running around, sitting down in her whatever she's doing, but she hasn't been saying much of anything since Nash Carter was fired. I guess she achieved her goal and decided that's all I needed to do. That's it. It's over. Well, Nash Carter has been pretty silent since all of this has went down. He hasn't said much, but he decided to come out yesterday, I believe it was, and issue a statement on his misconduct. He said, and I quote, "No words can truly describe how ashamed and apologetic I am for my conduct in the photograph. There is no excuse for such behavior, and I take full responsibility for my actions and ask for forgiveness. This picture was taken in 2015, a time where I was uneducated on the topic and therefore didn't understand the magnitude of how hurtful it was. In 2020, someone was trying to extort me by threatening to post it on social media, sent it to my wife to discuss the situation. Apparently, she kept it and then decided the retaliation for the filing of divorce to post it to social media. Regardless of how the photograph came to light, there is still no excuse for my actions. Over the past month, I have taken time to reflect on my conduct, to which I express my utmost remorse and regret. I have spent time off social media to refresh and re-educate myself about the horrors of the Holocaust. I truly do hope that this situation will teach and bring awareness to the horrific tragedy that took place so that something like this never happens again. I can assure you that this is not who I am, what I represent as a human being, and I feel it is never too late to educate and better yourself. If you are ever in the Orlando, Maitland, I think I say it. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Maitland area, take some time to visit the Holocaust Memorial Resource and Education Center for Florida, where you can learn about the history and the depth of what took place. It was an incredibly eye-opening and impactful experience that teaches the importance of history. Now, this is the statement that Nash Carter put out. Um, I am I hate that it had to come to this. I cannot accept his apology or give him forgiveness. I understand that the Holocaust and the effects of it not only affected Jewish people, but the disgusting nature of it. It's just horrible to think that another human being can do that to another human being simply because of who they are. I understand it. I can understand how a person who is directly affected or has knowledge of it and they are a part of the Jewish community can understand. I can understand what that feels like being Black. I understand it 100%. Um, but I will say this. I would hope that the people in the Jewish community are capable of understanding his ignorance and learning and understanding that he is learning from his mistake and he's taking the necessary steps to learn from his mistake. All I can say is this is the best step forward that he could take. Instead of being silent, came forward and said, I was ignorant, I was wrong. There's no other way to explain it other than I was wrong and I'm truly sorry and I hope that I can get your forgiveness. And he also gave you information on how you can look up more information or see more information about the Holocaust and the horrific event. And that's all you can ask for. So I would hope that the Jewish community can forgive Nash Carter for his ignorance in the picture. And I hope that eventually people can move forward and try to educate and not shun. Um, it's rough. It's a rough situation. I feel bad for Nash Carter because I feel like he didn't have to be fired over the situation. I feel like this could have been a situation of him learning from the mistake. A suspension would have worked for me. I don't know about anybody else from the Jewish community. I can't speak for them. I'm not trying to. But for me, I feel like a suspension would have worked instead of just outright firing him. But I think it was a combination of Kimberly and her blatant attack on him with the lies of the domestic violence and everything else. And it was just a combination of all the trauma, the drama of it all that really led to his um release. I would hope that later on WWE will get him back because he does deserve to wrestle in the WWE. He was a good wrestler and he seems to be a good person. Good people make stupid, ignorant mistakes. That happens. So, I hope that things work out in his favor. But with the way WWE is going at this point and how they just treated Naomi and Sasha, only time will tell what they will really be capable of doing. So with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Um, I will see you guys in my next one. I probably will go live sometime this week on my channel. But yeah, today's been rough. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And what do you guys think about Nash Carter and his response to his ignorance and what you think? What do you think is his next step, or should be his next step. He is scheduled to make an appearance at a show called Circle 6 and No Peace Underground. This is on May 21st, so he is scheduled to be there. I'm not sure of what he's going to be doing after that, but I'm sure some time has passed enough for him to go ahead and book indie shows and move forward. And I think that's what he's starting to do. So with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time.